Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
A peaceful morning along the border between Thailand and Cambodia was shattered by the sudden sound of gunfire. It was July 23rd, 2025, when the tranquility ended. This eruption of violence marked the deadliest fighting between these two Southeast Asian neighbors in over a decade, ending a period of relative calm. The core of this serious conflict revolved around an ancient temple area, long disputed by both nations. This sacred ground, and the land surrounding it, is claimed by both Thailand and Cambodia, leading to ongoing disagreements about where the true border lies. The immediate cause of the escalation began with a grave incident. Thailand accused Cambodia of placing a landmine in this disputed territory. This landmine severely injured a Thai soldier, causing him to lose his leg. This act led to very strong accusations from Thailand, saying Cambodia had violated international law. Cambodia, however, responded by stating that the landmine was positioned within its own sovereign land as a defense. The argument between the two countries escalated quickly. Words turned into threats, and diplomatic efforts to calm the situation failed. The tension grew to a critical point. On the morning of July 24, 2025, Thailand launched powerful F-16 airstrikes. These advanced fighter jets targeted Cambodian military bases and positions near the border. This was a significant step, showing that the conflict had moved from talks to direct military action. The airstrikes and continued gunfire plunged the border region into chaos. The conflict caused a high human cost. At least 12 people were killed, including civilians, and many more were wounded. Thousands of families living close to the fighting had to quickly leave their homes, seeking safety in emergency shelters. The once peaceful border was now a scene of war, with the sound of explosions and the fear of danger affecting everyone. 2. People in danger. The fighting brought great sadness and suffering. 12 lives were lost. On the Thai side, 11 civilians and 1 soldier died. 31 people were injured, including a young child of 5 years. There were also losses on the Cambodian side, but official numbers were not publicly shared. Thousands of families living near the border had to leave their homes quickly. Thai authorities in Surin province ordered immediate evacuations. These families left their villages as sounds of gunfire filled the air. They carried only a few things with them. Schools and temples became emergency shelters. These buildings filled with displaced families, now without homes. They urgently needed food, water, and medical help. The Thai Red Cross quickly sent teams to provide these basic needs and support. The border closure caused big problems too. All crossings between Thailand and Cambodia were shut down. This stopped billions of dollars in trade each year. Many trucks carrying goods were left stranded. Thousands of workers were greatly affected. Cambodian people working in Thai border towns could not go home. Many Thai people working in places like Phoipet, a city known for casinos, also had to leave and were helped to safety. Families living across the border were separated. Their daily lives, which depended on crossing for work and family visits, were now broken. The conflict truly showed a high human cost. 3. Old maps, old problems. The conflict between Thailand and Cambodia has very old roots. These roots go back many centuries, even before modern nations existed. The magnificent temples of Angkor Wat show a time when the Khmer Empire was very strong. This empire's power reached across a large part of what is now Southeast Asia, including much of today's Thailand. However, as the Khmer Empire became weaker in the 15th century, the growing Thai kingdom of Ayutthaya slowly took over lands that used to belong to the Khmers. This historical shift started hundreds of years of disagreements over land, which continue to this day. The modern border that separates Thailand and Cambodia was not drawn by either of these two nations. It was largely created by French colonial administrators in the early 20th century. After a special agreement called the Franco-Siamese Treaty of 1867, France made Cambodia a protectorate. At the same time, this treaty kept Thailand's independence. Later, in 1904 and 1907, more agreements were made. These tried to clearly mark where the border should be between French Indochina, where Cambodia was, and the Kingdom of Siam, which was Thailand. A very important French map, made in 1907, caused a big problem. This map showed that the ancient temple of Pre-Vihir was inside Cambodian territory. But the temple was actually on the Thai side of the natural watershed line. A watershed is an area of land where all the water flows to one place. This was a critical mistake on the map. For more than 50 years, Thailand accepted and used these French maps without officially saying anything was wrong. This long acceptance meant that Thailand seemed to agree with the border drawn on the map. The argument over Pre-Vihir became very serious in 1954. At that time, after Cambodia became independent from France, Thai military forces went to the temple. Cambodia protested this action strongly. So in 1959, Cambodia took the issue to the International Court of Justice, known as the ICJ, in The Hague. The ICJ is a court for international law. In 1962, the ICJ made a decision. It ruled that the temple belonged to Cambodia. This ruling was based on the French map from 1907 and Thailand's long-time acceptance of it. However, this 1962 court ruling only decided about the temple building itself. It did not solve the arguments about all the land directly around the temple. This unclear situation left room for ongoing disagreements about the exact border near Pre-Vihir and other old temples along the frontier. The fighting we see today, such as the conflict around the Tam Muan Tam Temple, is a direct result of these old, unsolved questions about land and borders that have lasted for over 100 years. These old maps and the problems they created are still causing issues today. 4. A fight between friends. The crisis became more complex because of personal politics. A long friendship between former Thai leader Thaksin Shinawatra and Cambodia's Hun Sen has now turned bad. Their friendship began over 30 years ago. Hun Sen helped Thaksin a lot when he was in exile after leaving Thailand. Hun Sen gave Thaksin a safe place to live in Cambodia. He also appointed Thaksin as an economic advisor to the Cambodian government. Their bond was very close. Hun Sen often called Thaksin his younger brother, and they played golf together. Thaksin's daughter, Peetangtarn Shinawatra, grew up knowing Hun Sen as Uncle Hun Sen, a friend of the family. But this long friendship ended badly. A phone call between Peetangtarn and Hun Sen was recorded and then shared publicly. This caused a big problem in Thailand. In the call, Peetangtarn used a respectful tone, calling Hun Sen uncle. She seemed to suggest she would arrange things about the border dispute. This leaked conversation made many people in Thailand very angry. Thousands protested in Bangkok, asking for Peetangtarn to resign. Critics said her personal ties were harming Thailand's national interests. After the call was made public, Thaksin spoke about it. He said Hun Sen had betrayed their friendship of many years by sharing a private conversation. Thaksin stated that Hun Sen's actions showed a complete lack of respect for Thailand and its people. Hun Sen, who is now the Senate president in Cambodia, also responded strongly. He accused Thaksin of forgetting the friendship and help Cambodia gave him during his difficult times. Hun Sen said Thaksin had changed his mind for political reasons. This personal fight between the powerful families has made diplomatic talks very difficult. It has poisoned the way leaders communicate. Diplomatic sources say it is now hard to find people trusted by both sides to help with talks. The bad feelings between Thaksin and Hun Sen have broken down old ways of talking that once helped during problems. This personal conflict adds more trouble to finding a peaceful way to end the dispute. 5. Guns and soldiers. The military forces of Thailand and Cambodia stood ready across their shared border. Thailand's army showed greater technological strength. Its Royal Thai Armed Forces had modern equipment, including F-16 fighter jets. These jets could perform precise strikes, hitting specific targets with high accuracy. Thailand has many F-16 aircraft, which are among the most advanced military tools in Southeast Asia. This showed Thailand's strong military power and its ability to act quickly. However, using such power for a long time would bring problems for Thailand. A long military conflict would badly affect the country's economy. The important tourism industry, which brings a lot of money to Thailand, would suffer greatly. Also, a long war would damage Thailand's international image. Countries in the ASEAN group and others around the world were watching closely. They expected both nations to solve their problems peacefully, not through extended fighting. Cambodia's army had a different way of fighting. It focused on defense. The Royal Cambodian Armed Forces did not have advanced planes like Thailand. Instead, they used strategies to protect their land. They placed landmines in areas both countries claimed. While this was a sensitive action, it was part of their plan to stop enemies from easily moving forward. Cambodian soldiers also used artillery guns. They fired these from positions that were well hidden and protected. These tactics aimed to make any attack on Cambodian territory difficult and costly for the other side. Cambodia's actions showed they were ready to defend their ground, even without the same level of technology. The nature of the land itself also played a big part in the conflict. The border area is covered in thick jungle. It has very steep hills and mountains. There are not many good roads. This made it very hard for either army to move soldiers, supplies, or heavy equipment. Getting help for injured soldiers was also a slow and difficult process. These tough conditions meant that neither Thailand nor Cambodia could easily start or keep a large-scale attack going for a long time. Both sides faced challenges in supporting long military operations in such remote and difficult places. This limited how much the fighting could grow, suggesting that both governments saw the clashes as a way to show their resolve rather than to begin a full-scale war. 6. The world is watching. The world watched the fighting between Thailand and Cambodia. Many countries were worried. This conflict was a big problem for ASEAN, a group of countries in Southeast Asia. ASEAN has a rule: it does not get involved in the internal problems of its members. This rule made it hard for ASEAN to help stop the fighting. The ASEAN Secretary General, Kao Kim Awarn, spoke about the conflict. He asked both sides to stop fighting and be calm. He offered ASEAN's help to talk, but ASEAN did not choose a side or say who was wrong. Some people thought ASEAN should do more. They worried that if ASEAN did not act, it would lose its power and trust. The conflict was a major test for the group's ability to keep peace in the region. The United States also showed great concern. Its embassies in Bangkok and Phnom Penh said they were watching the situation closely. The U.S. has an old friendship with Thailand, which is an ally, but Cambodia has become closer to China recently. This made the U.S. position difficult. The U.S. government asked both countries to follow international law and find a peaceful way to end the dispute. It asked both sides to stop the violence. China, a powerful country with strong ties to both Thailand and Cambodia, also spoke about the fighting. China asked for calm. It said that both countries should talk and find a solution. China did not take sides, as it has good business and political relations with both nations. Its goal was to see peace return to the border. Japan was the most active country in trying to help. Japan has many businesses in both Thailand and Cambodia. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida spoke with the leaders of both countries. He told them Japan was ready to help them talk and find a peaceful answer. Japan offered to help in many ways, including offering a place for talks and giving technical help to mark the border. Japan wanted to see the dispute solved without more fighting. Many countries wished for peace. The fighting made the whole region less stable. The world hoped that Thailand and Cambodia would soon find a way to stop the violence and talk about their old problems. 7. Money and news. The closing of the border quickly caused many money problems for both Thailand and Cambodia. A trade between the two countries came to a sudden stop. This trade was very big, worth over $2 billion every year. Hundreds of trucks carrying essential goods could not cross. This broke important supply chains, making it hard for businesses to get what they needed. Also, thousands of workers from Cambodia, who often worked in Thai border towns, found themselves unable to go to work or return home. They were stranded without jobs or a way to get back to their families. The tourism industry, which is very important for both nations, was also badly hurt. Many people visit famous places like the ancient temples in Cambodia, often traveling by land from Thailand. The border closing meant that many tourists could not travel. Thousands of booked trips and holidays were canceled. Hotels, tour companies and local shops in both countries lost a lot of money. Experts believed that Cambodia's tourism industry alone could lose as much as $50 million each month if the situation did not get better quickly. The Thai currency, the baht, and the Cambodian riel both became weaker against the US dollar. The Thai stock market also went down, showing worries about the region's stability. Planned investments between the two countries also slowed down or stopped. At the same time as the real fighting on the border, an information war was happening, mostly online. Both the Thai government and the Cambodian government used the news and social media to spread their message. They wanted to control the story and make people believe their side. They used platforms like Twitter and Facebook to share their updates. The Thai government showed how a soldier was hurt by a landmine, saying their military actions were to protect their country. They sent out many photos and videos. The Cambodian government, on the other hand, strongly said Thailand had attacked without reason. They focused on the harm to their civilians and property. Each side tried very hard to get public support from their own citizens. They also wanted other countries to understand and support their views. Thai and Cambodian diplomatic offices around the world worked to explain their country's position to foreign media and governments. This fight for public opinion and international trust became as important as the actual fighting with weapons. News reports and social media posts became powerful tools in this conflict. People online often shared very strong nationalistic feelings, which sometimes made the situation even more difficult and led to strong words. This showed that controlling information was a big part of the crisis. The economic problems and the battle over news stories both added to the many challenges of the conflict. 8. The way to peace. The conflict had reached a very important moment. The fighting showed that a military solution could not fix a border problem that was more than 100 years old. This dispute, with roots in old maps and past rulings, could not be ended by force. True peace needed brave decisions from the leaders. They had to stop the fighting and agree to help from other countries. This meant accepting talks with international groups and finding ways to build trust again. It was hard to find a way forward. Close friends had become enemies, and politicians faced strong pressure from their own people. These things made it difficult for leaders to agree and find a middle ground. They had to overcome these challenges and look for long-term stability. The people of Thailand and Cambodia wanted a peaceful life. They had suffered from the fighting, with many losing their homes and businesses. They did not want more war. The leaders in Bangkok and Phnom Penh now had a great responsibility. They had to choose between more fighting and finding a way to lasting peace. This choice would not only affect their own countries, it would also touch all of Southeast Asia. A bad decision could make the whole region unstable. But choosing peace could show the world that old problems can be solved through talks and cooperation. It could set an example for other nations. It was a time for understanding and working together. The ancient temples along the border, like Previhir, reminded everyone of a shared history. This history was richer when people lived in peace and supported each other. The future of both nations and the wider region depended on this critical choice. What do you think is the most important step leaders can take right now to find peace?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.